What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Exotics. It's your boy, the Franchise Kid, Franchise Jerry, and today we're going to be breaking down some news. The first news segment I got for you guys is Drew McIntyre calling Seth Rollins a fiend. I thought this shit was hilarious because I'm all like, yo, what do you mean by that? Seth Rollins out here doing drugs? And then as Drew McIntyre kept speaking, he was like, Seth Rollins is a fiend for attention. And I thought that shit was lame to say, but I understand why he said it, but I don't agree with it. I feel like if Drew McIntyre had the same opportunities, he'd definitely be trying to wrestle on the grandest stage of them all on both nights. You know what I mean? Like, imagine the paycheck Seth Rollins is about to get. But Drew shouldn't even be tripping on that. That's his problem. He be on a lot of hater ass shit. Instead of just minding his business and focusing in on his craft. But he does have a point about one thing he said. Seth Rollins is more focused in on that bloodline bullshit than he is in that match with Drew McIntyre. And I think that's going to be Seth Rollins' biggest mistake because you got to think about it like this. Seth Rollins has already beat Drew McIntyre 3 times in a row. And on top of that, Drew McIntyre has lost 12 title matches in a row. Right? So eventually, Drew McIntyre got to go over. And what better place to do it than Wrestlemania? And especially the last time he won a chip at Wrestlemania, it was in front of nobody. So he's been crying that he wants to actually be able to win a championship in front of people. So this is about to be his opportunity. Hopefully he don't fumble this bag. And I know I just brought up that tag team match. We'll talk more about that later on in the show. But yeah, if Seth Rollins don't focus in on Drew McIntyre, he about to definitely lose that championship. Seth Rollins was talking about he not even worried about Drew. He think he about to just go over and everything is sweet. And on top of that, he said that to Drew McIntyre's face. If I'm Drew McIntyre, I'm standing on business for sure. But moving on, I want to talk about Brock Lesnar being added back to the roster. I thought this was alarming in a sense because I'm like, the allegations against Brock Lesnar are pretty serious. I mean, even one of the allegations, this man was asking for some urine. So these are some pretty serious allegations. So him getting added back to the roster, I'm wondering if it's something in his contract or if they found out that these allegations against him are true. Maybe that's why they're adding him back. I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully we'll get more information in these upcoming weeks and I'll be definitely sharing that with y'all. I've been seeing a lot on social media that people have been wanting Brock Lesnar to come back and dethrone Gunther, which I'm not really trying to see. I don't feel like Brock Lesnar wants to even compete for that championship, and nor do I want to see Gunther lose it in that fashion. I think that would be pretty lame because Gunther really worked his ass off, and for Brock Lesnar to basically get off the couch and beat him for a championship on the grandest stage of all is insane. Like, come on. Gunther's on a legendary run right now. Why would you do that? Give it to somebody who actually deserves it and make it make sense. Like Chad Gable or Shinsuke Nakamura. Hell, I'd even see The Miz get another run at that. But moving on, I want to talk about that tag team match I had mentioned earlier with Seth Rollins teaming up with Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, the final boss, and Roman Reigns. I wonder how Roman Reigns feels about The Rock's new nickname, the final boss. I think it's cool, but at the same time, I'm like, man, you ain't been around long enough to be called the boss. And what I mean by that is, The Rock ain't really been here doing too much but talking shit. He slammed Austin Theory that one time, but other than that, like, we ain't seen The Rock compete in any matches or anything, so I felt like he kind of got to earn that nickname. But aside from that, let me tell you guys the stipulations to this tag team match. Now, if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins win, the Bloodline cannot be a part of this match, right? Now, if Rock and Roman win, it's going to be Bloodline rules match, right? And I'm guessing that means anything and everything goes. I feel like the better story would be Cody and Seth winning that match, giving them momentum into the next night, and then Seth obviously losing to Drew McIntyre, and then Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns straight up. I feel like this match is a proven match for Roman Reigns. He's going to have to show why he's the tribal chief. And what better way than beating Cody Rhodes clean? I can see it now. And at the end of the day, I still don't feel like Cody has built up enough credit to stop Roman's reign. This reign is just too legendary. And I can definitely see Cody losing at WrestleMania, and then they prolong this into SummerSlam. And then at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes would win the championship. You know, this is Cody versus Roman too. So I can definitely see them having a match at SummerSlam, and that match being the match that Cody Rhodes actually wins. I feel like the story can't end just yet. It's getting too good. And on top of that, the story will never end. You know, it won't end until he actually retires. The chapter will end, but the story's going to keep going until Cody obviously hangs them boots up. But, you know, after he wins this championship, you think he ain't going to defend it? There's going to be more story, and I feel like that's the whole reason why they'll allow him to lose again at WrestleMania, and I don't mind it. I feel like it's going to keep people emotionally invested, and it's going to keep people always tuning in to see what Cody Rhodes does next to try to get closer to completing his story. So, and I feel like that'll be good for Cody Rhodes' bank account on top of that. Hell yeah, go ahead and lose, and it'll make you an even greater champ in the future. By the way, people been complaining about The Rock using profanity and shit in his promos. I'm going to tell you right now, The Rock can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's going to say whatever the fuck he wants to say, and he's been doing that before he was part of the boards of TKO. So, you guys can complain all you want to, but none of y'all is actually going to say it to his face. All these comments is coming from people that don't want to put names on it. I find that very funny. Leave Dwayne the fuck alone. I personally like when Dwayne be using the profanity and shit. He be telling people, shut your bitch ass up. Or, shut your punk ass up. And the way he say it, it just flows. You know? So, I don't mind it at all. And I think that's just a lame ass thing to criticize for real. But moving on, I want to talk about the triple threat match that we're going to see at WrestleMania between Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton for the United States Championship. Unpopular opinion, I hope Logan Paul wins. And him beating Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in the same match is just the amount of credibility he needs and he'll bring to the United States Championship. And what better story to tell? And on top of that, his brand Prime just became the first in-ring logo ever in WWE history. So, you know, that's great promotion on top of great promotion right there. So that being said, I hope Logan Paul retains the United States Championship at WrestleMania. It's going to be a tough job. I mean, you got the legend killer Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in the same match. I really can't tell you guys how it's going to play out just yet. I mean, I think Logan Paul is going to end up not really even being a factor in this match until the end. He's pretty much going to let Randy Orton and Kevin Owens have a one-on-one fade, and then he's going to pick and choose his opportunity and retain the championship. As of right now, that's just how I see it playing out. But if I think of another scenario, I'll let y'all know. Alright, next on the show, we're going to be talking about this brotherly fade between Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania. Now, I'm not really hyped to see this match. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. This might be the lamest match on the entire WrestleMania card. Simply because these niggas barely got any type of moveset. I feel like this match will consist of super kicks and frog splashes. That's all I see throughout this entire match. And maybe even Solo might interfere. And that's also why I think Jimmy is going to win this match, because you got Solo having your back. Pause. So I don't really see this ending well for Jay. But I feel like moveset is the entire reason why this match is going to be lame. Like, you don't really see the Usos do too much. And I feel like moveset is just such a big factor in this match because they don't got it. Like, what do you really be seeing the Usos do? Like, they don't do no German suplexes. They do a Samoa drop, super kick. Jay now does a spear that he got from Roman. That's kind of lazy. I'm just like, bro, I want to see them do their own finishers. I want to see them do some German suplexes. Like, do some cool suplexes or something. Something like, because I feel like this match is literally going to just be super kicks and frog splashes. I don't feel like this match is going to be anywhere as cool as watching Jeff and Matt Hardy fight at WrestleMania. At least they had the moveset to match the story. I feel like that's definitely important. The moveset has to match the story. And I don't mean that in a literal sense, but I mean like if you're going to be talking crazy to somebody and stuff, like we want to see you do some crazy moves. I don't want to go out there and just watch you super kick somebody to death. Like, come on. The only people that are winning matches in 2024 with a frog splash is Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, okay? Other than that, it's not happening, bro. You guys got to come up with some new moves, and especially being on a stage like WrestleMania, you got to wild out. But yeah, man, I hope Jimmy wins this match. I think that should be hilarious, and I feel like they'll again prolong this story until SummerSlam, and that's when we'll see Jay go over and finally ascend to quote unquote the main event level. I don't feel like Jay is a main eventer just yet, and he won't be until again that moveset gets right. Other than that, he's cutting great promos. Obviously, the crowd love him and all that. So you got to add some moves to your repertoire, man. But until then, no yeet. Okay, up next on Wrestling with the Exotics, we got AJ Styles versus LA Knight at WrestleMania. Now, before I give you guys my prediction, I'm gonna give you guys a little background to this beef. To be real with y'all, I don't really know where this beef came from. AJ Styles comes back off an injury and just tries to knock out LA Knight every chance he gets. I'm like, why are you so mad at this man? He even caused LA Knight an opportunity to win that Elimination Chamber match. I don't know why AJ Styles hates LA Knight so much, but is making good television, right? So that then prompts LA Knight to start coming on SmackDown looking for AJ Styles with a steel chair in the back, right? And finally, this past week on SmackDown, LA Knight comes out here doing the same thing. AJ Styles ends up ambushing LA Knight with the steel chair and then setting the steel chair up over LA Knight's neck and then telling him he isn't planning on being at SmackDown until WrestleMania because he isn't stupid enough to give LA Knight a chance to ambush him back. And I just was like, yo, that's extremely petty, but it's genius, yo. And I love it. Yeah. And I definitely think AJ Styles is going to go over LA Knight. It just makes sense. But, it's going to give LA Knight that extra credit he needs before we see him actually be a world champ. Pretty much what Cody just went through with Brock Lesnar. Like how Brock Lesnar started attacking Cody out of nowhere. That's pretty much the same situation we're seeing right now with LA Knight. So I'm pretty sure Trips has big plans for LA Knight in the future. That's pretty much why he's going to go through all this bullshit with AJ Styles. But, hey, yo, AJ Styles is playing the role perfectly. Yeah. I'm actually hyped to see this match. These are two former TNA greats. So I know TNA is going to be watching this match closely as well. I wonder if we'll have some more TNA wrestlers featured in at this year's WrestleMania. I think that'll be really dope because they did just have this crossover at the Royal Rumble where they had JC Jane and Naomi come over from TNA and compete in the Women's Royal Rumble. I thought that was really dope. So I would love for a TNA wrestler to get the opportunity to compete at WrestleMania. That would be really dope. Alright, up next, we're going to be doing a little different segment. This segment, I'm going to take a dab. What kind of dab I got up in here? I got some live resin batter in the Puffco green tint. If you know, you know. So excuse me while I dab. At this moment, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I love you guys to death. Make sure you guys share this shit with your friends and share this shit with the world, man. Every like, every comment means everything to me. Thank y'all. Alright, this motherfucker heating up, y'all. I'm about to get cooked. Alright, it just vibrated. Pause. Oh shit. Crockett. Crockett, mate. Oh god. Gotta clear it. It's potent. And that was our dab break. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for that segment. Every week I'll be doing a crazier dab and I'll start showing you guys what type of dabs I'm doing. Y'all let me know in the comments what type of dabs y'all be on and what y'all be smoking. I hope it's weed related or at least some CBD. Don't be smoking that hard shit and don't be smoking them pills. You know who I'm talking about. Oh golly. Alright, y'all. Ooh wee. Alright, real briefly. Let's talk about NXT. We don't really talk about NXT that much on this show. And I'm going to change that because NXT been getting lit. Shout out to Shawn Michaels. He been doing his shit over there. Damn near Booker of the Year, right? Okay. So with that being said, I want to talk about Trick and Melo's match at Stand and Deliver, April 6th, the same day as WrestleMania. It's going to come on before WrestleMania. And as you guys know, Trick and Melo are no longer cool. Why? Because, yo, you gotta watch them little light-skinned niggas, bro, with the braids. Them niggas be hating on the low. They be insecure. And they just be mad at the world. You gotta be watching them niggas, bro. This nigga Melo know damn well he's more talented than Trick, right? And he knows he's more accomplished. Now, that's no knock on Trick. Trick is trying to build his career up and do it the right way. Like Melo did. You know, he's not trying to have everybody talking about how he's riding Melo's coattails and shit. He's trying to be a respectable WWE star, right? He's not letting Melo come out there and manage him in his matches. He's like, I got this on my own, bro. Let me do this on my own. I don't want people thinking I'm Robin, right? Trick want to be Batman. Trick want to be Batman, but he don't feel like he can be like that because he's stuck in Melo's shadow. So that's why he's all like, okay, I'm going to branch away. But he was doing it respectfully. And then eventually, Trick earned himself an opportunity at the NXT Championship. And then at that point, that's when he stepped on Melo's toes. Because now Melo's like, okay, you became my competitor. You trying to get in my lane. I thought you was just trying to fuck with the North American Championship. Like the NXT Championship, that's my lane. You didn't tell me you was going to be fucking with this, right? So, and Melo's light-skinned head, he thinking Trick is trying to backdoor him. But it's like, no, nigga, Trick earned this opportunity, so he getting his opportunity. Trick be hyped for you when you win your matches and get your opportunities. He's expecting the same energy from his boy. But, yo, I understand it. It's unfortunate when you find out your best friends, your day ones, is really a hater and they be preying on your downfall. Like some people I don't want to mention, but I understand it. I understand how Trick must feel, you know? So with that being said, I feel like Melo's going to win at Stand and Deliver simply because he's a better wrestler than Trick. It just makes more sense, and I feel like Melo's going to do some type of dirty move to him, pause, to finesse a win out of him, and that's going to lead them into other matches in the following pay-per-views. So as that develops, I'll let you guys know how it goes down, but I feel like Melo's gonna get the better out of this until they both get moved up to the main roster, and hopefully by then Trig is a bigger star than he is now, and is gonna be more of an even fight. But right now, I feel like Melo's just a better wrestler. It just is what it is. But again, no knock on Trick. I mean, as far as wrestling goes, he's the total package. I mean, he has the moveset, he has the mic ability, and people naturally love him like they do LA Knight. So that's always good. You know, I can definitely see him being an NXT champion one day, or maybe more than that in the future. Again, I do see him being moved up to the main roster, but hopefully by then his characters develop more. Alright, we're going to end our show off with an AEW segment. I want to start off by talking about Mercedes Mone being all elite. Wow, yo. It's so nice seeing her back on cable television. Like, now I can finally see her wrestle again. I couldn't really be locked in with her when she was wrestling in New Japan. You know, I'd have to YouTube her type shit. So now I can see her on TNT or I can see her on Dynamite. This is really great for AEW. They've been making some really big signings lately. Like, they got Okada over there. Now they got Will Ospreay and Mercedes Moné. Like, AEW, they doing their shit. They trying to step it up over there, and I fuck with that. And it's definitely making the pay-per-views more entertaining. Like, World's End was a dope-ass pay-per-view. Revolution was dope, seeing Sting's last match. You guys go check out that last video I made about Revolution. That shit was fire. Shout out to AEW for that. The CEO unfortunately couldn't come to terms on a contract with WWE, but fortunately she's still in good terms with them, so that still leaves the door open for a possible return in the future. But her taking the route that she's taken, like, you know, she's already competed in Japan, and now she's about to go to AEW. When she wins championships in AEW, that's only going to make her price go up higher. So if she's not worth that now, she will be. And, you know, look at Cody Rhodes, for example. He was Stardust. You know, he left there and then made a name for himself in TNA, New Japan, and then in AEW. And then his price went up to where Vince McMahon is over there knocking on his front door talking about, come over here. You know, so as much as you guys don't like Vince right now and everybody is all... That was one thing that we can say he did good, is bring Cody Rhodes over to WWE because everybody loved him, right? Whoa, you can't hate on him, right? When you leave and boost your accolades in WWE, they're going to pay you the bag. It's fucked up, but at the same time, you got to prove and show why you deserve that bag or that type of credibility to where you can do what you want to do with your character. And I know that's an issue with WWE and a lot of wrestlers' minds is they won't have the opportunity to have control of their character. But when you know what the fuck you doing, they're going to let you rock. I feel like the impact that she'll have on the AEW women's roster is she'll bring a whole new interest factor to it. She'll make the roster more competitive. And again, seeing her back on cable television is exciting as fuck. So she's definitely bringing in revenue for the company. So that's always good. In my opinion, she's the best on the roster, hands down. I know her and Toni Storm are definitely going to tear the house down when they cross paths, which I'm excited for. That's actually who I want to see her fight first in AEW, but you know, you obviously got to build to that. You guys let me know who you want to see Mercedes fight first. She did come out seemingly stepping up to Julia Hart, so I can't wait to see them fade, but again, you know, you got to build up to that. But I feel like when their paths cross, of course, Mercedes Moné is going to beat Julia Hart. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to go. I mean, Julia Hart, she's great, and she's getting better day by day, but come on, this is the CEO, baby. You're going to have to get that championship up. It is what it is. Again, let me know who you guys want to see her face first. The last topic I want to talk about is AEW Rampage drop in viewership. The numbers are dropping on Rampage, y'all. Like, nobody's watching that shit. And it's mostly because AEW puts their weakest matches on there. Like, they save their best matches for Dynamite and Collision. And I don't understand that. You got 3 shows. All 3 shows should be lit. And I always say, with a name like Rampage, bro, that shit should be lit every time. Like, there should be ECW type matches going on over there. But when you watch it, ain't none of that is going down. It's so fucking boring. Like sometimes I fall asleep watching that shit. So I just stopped watching it, to be real with you. Sometimes I wish I could be the GM of this show because I will really put on a fire ass match card. I don't know why AEW doesn't promote Rampage the way they promote Dynamite and Collision. Like they make those shows look way cooler than Rampage. Everybody know Rampage is about to be the throwaway matches, and ain't nobody trying to watch that shit. If you really want to turn that shit around, you guys got to have the big names over there, like you do Collision and Dynamite. I would immediately have Mercedes Moné having matches over there, Okada, Will, you name it, Daniel Bryanson. I would make that show more lit than what it is. I don't understand what's the issue. They do a great job with Dynamite and they do a great job with Collision, but I don't know where the fall off is with Rampage. Hopefully they make a change. Hopefully they see this. Hopefully they restructure the show to make it more interesting. If they're not gonna make this show better, then they might as well just take that shit off the air, save money, go sign some more big name wrestlers, and make Dynamite and Collision more doper than it already is. They might as well. But that's gonna wrap up our show. I appreciate everybody out there for watching. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell everybody, share this shit with the world, y'all. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go check out my shop at pcfshop.com. I'll have the link in the description at the bottom. So make sure you guys also drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the show. Let me know who you guys want to see Mercedes Moné face. Let me know your WrestleMania predictions. Tap in with me on the gram at Franchise Jerry or Wrestling with the Exotics. Again, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you. Peace.